Hey everyone, I wanted to make a quick tutorial about how to use Blocksi. I didn't start on the login page, but there's a couple different ways you can log in. You can either go to Blocksi.com and sign in with Google, or you can go to Clever.com and click the tile there, and that will log you in. So once you get in, it'll probably be empty, no classes. And if you logged in through Clever, there will be a Clever button right here. You can click that and import your classes, which will bring your classes in from PowerSchool exactly how they are there. If you want to go the manual route, you'd hit create a new class, give it a name, give it a duration, like how long do you want Blocksi to run. Typically you're going to do a little shorter than your class period. And then you can change the color if you want them to look different over here, and then create class. Once you have the class created, you can pop in here, come up to students, and then add students here. So you just search the name, and these are just students I've searched in here before. Let's just go Packer. Once you search them, you hit plus and then search another one. Once you have all the students in your class added, you hit add students and they'll populate right here. I've already got a couple test classes set up. So before we leave this page, we will show you, you can try to set a class schedule so it'll pop open every day at the same time. Wouldn't really recommend doing that. I would just go in manually. Also, you'll have this class history. If you click that, it's pretty cool, and since this is not a real class, I don't have a lot here, but each class period that you have and you start Blocksi will record right here. You can come over and hit view analytics, and then obviously I don't have anything here because I don't have any students in it. But you can search for a student and it'll show you the websites that they were on, the amount of time they spent on websites, and it'll record everything, I think, for the last month or two. So every class period that you launched for the last couple months. And that way, if you have problems with cheating or anything, you want to go back and look at something, that's how you would do it. So once you pop into a class, we'll just go through all the buttons and features. The first thing you got to do is start the class, and it looks like this is my son. Looks like he's on. It looks like he's dinking around, which is good. We'll play with that later. Also, one thing I didn't show you, that like you can add students, but you can also add co-teachers or like substitute teachers by clicking that box and going through the process the same as students. So the first thing, we have the block and allow list. I've been playing with the allow list and it doesn't really work, so I would steer clear of that one. I need to talk to Blocksi and see what's going on, but it should be that any website you put in there will be the only websites that students can access. Like I mentioned, it doesn't really work, so you got to go more blocked URLs, and to block them you can either paste them in here. I think you gotta click that, paste the URLs right here, add to blocked page, and then you can save it and use your block list again later. You can also come down here and hit like whatever tab they're on, you can just click to block list and it'll add it to your list automatically. So if you see like Packer's dinking around on Doodle games, you add that to the block list and it will block it for him. Also, you can send them a message, and this is just individual students. So if I want to be like, quit playing games, he should get that message. So we'll see if he does. But I guess I forgot to show this. By default, these are not checked, so you need to turn on these features. And I think I didn't have that on, so he probably didn't get the message. Okay. Maybe he did get the message because he's not playing games anymore. He's on Canvas. Other things you can do, the heads up button, that's pretty cool. You can, if you click that, and I'm not going to do it because Packer's in class, but it freezes their screen and asks that they look to the front of the room, and they can't do anything until you unblock them. And you can set a duration, like how long you want them to be, their screens to be paused. Share and force. This is, oh, I don't want to allow. Oh, maybe I do. Too late. This is kind of the same as the block list. If you like have a website, like let's say this is Canvas, and you only want them on Canvas site, then you would put the URL in and hit enforce page, and that is going to block it right to Canvas. They can't leave Canvas. Share page, same thing. If you click this, it's going to push that website onto every screen in your class, but it does not lock them. It's just like a quick way of getting everyone to the same place at the same time. Trying to think if there's anything else. The edit, this allows you to change the length of the course. You can also hit advanced and limit the amount of tabs they can have open. So if you only want them on one tab, then you would click that button. Assessment, this is one that's similar to share and force. I haven't messed around with it a whole lot, but it should be the same kind of deal. Like an enforced URL, you just put like whatever site you're using to test, you would lock it on here, and students would only be able to see what is in this enforced URL list. And I think the same, I'm not sure how the allow list works, but I think most people use this enforced URLs, kind of like a lockdown browser. And then share screen, and this shares your screen with everyone in your class. Keep in mind, with all the people that have these buttons here, the buttons also exist for individual students. It looks like he did get the message. So if you don't want to mess with the whole class, you would click one of these. This shares a student screen to everyone in the class, so probably don't want to do that. This is, again, the assessment button if you want to lock down one student. If you want one student to look up, there's the heads up button, send a message, the share and force. Or if you see him messing around, you can take a screenshot with that button there. Trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, there's all these fancy accessibilities, but I don't think you really need those. They're kind of more for your students. You could also mess around with this AI button. It has a built-in plagiarism checker where you can create an AI quiz real quick and push it out to your class. And then this is support if you have any questions on how to use Blocksi. Oh, student groups. So if you have like 3 or 4 known students who are problems, you can create a group and manage them separately, so you don't have to do it one student at a time. Let's say you want to block URLs just for these students because they're not heads. That's how you would set that up. Yeah, I think that's it. Let me know if you have any questions.